Your pepper plants are massive, dark green leaves everywhere. They look healthier than anything else in your garden. But harvest time? Maybe two tiny peppers, or nothing at all. Meanwhile, your neighbor's scraggly plants are loaded with full-sized peppers. Here's the truth. You're making at least one of 7 critical mistakes. And mistake number 3? You can fix it tonight and see results in 2 weeks. Let's get your peppers actually producing peppers instead of just leaves. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Bell peppers are not tomatoes. They don't respond to the same techniques. And if you're treating them like tomatoes, that's probably why you're getting all leaves and no fruit. The 7 mistakes I'm covering today that are killing your pepper harvest. Mistake number 1, over-fertilizing with nitrogen. Mistake number 2, starting seeds too late. Mistake number 3, soil that's too rich. Mistake number 4, not enough consistent heat. Mistake number 5, wrong watering schedule. Mistake number 6, leaving first flowers on young plants. Mistake number 7, not understanding how peppers actually fruit. Each one of these will cause your plants to produce leaves instead of peppers. Fix them, and you'll go from a handful of peppers to 25, 30, or even 40 peppers per plant. If this helps, hit subscribe. I post practical vegetable growing every week. Let's start with the biggest mistake. Mistake number 1, too much nitrogen fertilizer. This is the number 1 reason pepper plants produce leaves instead of peppers. Here's what happens. Nitrogen makes plants grow big and green. When you give peppers high nitrogen fertilizer, like 20-10-10 or anything where that first number is high, the plant thinks, perfect. I'll just keep growing bigger. No need to reproduce yet. But peppers are the plant's way of reproducing. The plant only makes peppers when it thinks resources might run out. What over-fertilizing looks like. Your plant is 3 to 4 feet tall, with thick stems and enormous dark green, almost blue-green leaves. The foliage is so dense you can barely see through it. But flowers are sparse, and the ones that do show up drop off before setting fruit. The fix is simple but counterintuitive. Stop fertilizing completely. Here's what I do. I work 2 inches of compost into the soil before planting. That's it. No fertilizer during the season. 0. If you already over-fertilized, just stop. Let the plant use up that stored nitrogen. Within 2 to 3 weeks, the leaves will lighten to a normal medium green, and flowers will start staying on the plant. Remember, stressed peppers produce more fruit than pampered ones. Your job is to create moderate stress, not eliminate it. Mistake number 2, starting pepper seeds too late in the season. Bell peppers need 100 to 120 days from transplant to first harvest. That's 3 to 4 months. If you wait until late spring to plant, you run out of time before cold weather shuts everything down. When to start seeds? 8 to 10 weeks before your last frost date. For most of the U.S., that means starting seeds in late February or early March. Not April. Not May. February or March. I start mine on February 15th every year. That's my calendar date. I transplant around May 1st when soil is warm. First peppers are ready by mid-July, and plants keep producing through October. If you start in April, you might get 6 to 8 weeks of production before frost. That's maybe 5 to 10 peppers total. Start in February? You get 4 to 5 months of production. That's 25 to 40 peppers per plant. The transplanting rule. Only transplant when nighttime temperatures stay above 55 degrees Fahrenheit consistently, and soil temperature is at least 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold soil shocks peppers and delays production by weeks. If you're in a short-season climate, start seeds even earlier, 10 to 12 weeks before last frost. And choose early maturing varieties like Ace or King of the North that produce in 60 to 70 days instead of 90. Timing isn't everything with peppers, but it's close. Mistake number 3, planting peppers in soil that's too rich. And this is the one you can start fixing tonight. This ties directly to mistake number 1, but it starts before you even plant. What happens? You plant peppers in heavily amended soil, fresh manure, chicken manure, or thick layers of high nitrogen compost. The plant gets an immediate nitrogen boost and explodes with vegetative growth, huge leaves, thick stems, vigorous shoots. But all that energy goes into foliage instead of flowers and fruit. Peppers prefer moderately fertile soil. Not poor, but definitely not super rich. What you should do: add 1 to 2 inches of finished compost to the planting area and work it in. That's all. No additional amendments. No manure. No heavy feeding. The fix if you already planted in rich soil. You can't remove nutrients, but you can manage the plant differently. Tonight's action: stop any fertilizing you're doing. Completely. If you're using liquid fertilizer, stop. If you're side dressing with compost, stop. Next, reduce watering slightly. Water deeply, but less frequently. This creates mild stress that triggers flowering. Within 2 weeks, you should see more flowers forming. Within 4 weeks, you'll see peppers setting. For next year, plant something else in that bed this season. A heavy feeder like tomatoes or squash that will use up excess nitrogen. Then plant your peppers there next year without adding more amendments. Moderate fertility wins with peppers every time. Mistake number 4, not providing enough consistent heat during the growing season. Peppers are tropical plants. They need warmth to produce fruit, and the temperature range has to be just right. The problem with cold: when nighttime temperatures drop below 55 degrees, pepper plants shut down. They stop flowering, existing flowers drop off, and fruit development stops completely. The problem with heat: when daytime temperatures exceed 90 degrees F consistently, flowers drop because the pollen becomes non-viable. The plant can't pollinate itself, so fruit doesn't form. The sweet spot: 70 to 85 degree days and 60 to 70 degree nights. That's when peppers produce heavily. What you can control: for cool climates, use black plastic mulch around plants. This warms soil by 5 to 10 degrees. Plant against south-facing walls where they get reflected heat. Use row covers early in the season to trap warmth. Grow in dark-colored containers that absorb heat. For hot climates, provide afternoon shade when temperatures regularly exceed 90 degrees. Use 30% shade cloth. Mulch with light-colored organic material like straw to keep soil cooler. Water consistently to help plants manage heat stress. In my California garden, pepper production peaks in July and August when we have consistent 75 to 85 degree days. In June, when nights are still cool, plants grow but don't set much fruit. In September, when days hit 90 plus, production slows again. You can't control the weather, but you can create microclimates that extend the ideal temperature window. Quick reminder: if this is helping you understand why your peppers aren't producing, hit that like button and subscribe. New videos every week on growing food that actually works. Let's keep going. Mistake number 5, inconsistent watering. Peppers need consistent, moderate moisture. Not wet, not dry, consistently damp like a well-wrung-out sponge. Too much water. Roots suffocate. The plant wilts, even though soil is wet. Flowers drop. You might water more thinking it's dry, making the problem worse. Too little water. Flowers and developing fruit drop to conserve resources. Severe drought causes blossom end rot, those black, sunken spots on pepper bottoms. Worst of all, yo-yo watering. Heavy 1 week, nothing for 10 days. Panic and water heavily again. This stresses plants more than consistent underwatering. What peppers actually need: early season, deep watering 2 to 3 times per week. Mid-season during flowering and fruiting. Deep watering every 3 to 4 days. Late season with established plants. Weekly to every 10 days depending on weather. Always water deeply, soaking 6 to 8 inches down, rather than light daily watering. The finger test. Stick your finger 2 inches into soil. If it's dry at that depth, water. If it's damp, wait. Critical. Mulch all pepper plants with 2 to 3 inches of straw or wood chips. Mulch regulates soil moisture between waterings. Mulched peppers in my garden produce 30 to 40% more fruit than unmulched plants. Mistake number 6. Leaving the first flowers on young pepper plants. This seems wrong. You want peppers, so why remove flowers? But here's what's really happening. Young pepper seedlings often flower very early, sometimes when they're only 6 to 8 inches tall, still in small pots. If you let those flowers develop into fruit, the plant thinks its job is done. It's reproduced. Mission accomplished. Energy that should go into building a strong root system and sturdy structure goes into supporting that early pepper. The result? A weak plant that struggles all season and produces only a few peppers total. The rule: remove all flowers until plants are 12 to 16 inches tall with strong branching structure. I pinch off all flowers for the first month after transplanting, no matter how many there are. It hurts to do it. It feels like you're delaying your harvest. But you're not delaying. You're increasing total production. What happens when you pinch? The plant redirects energy into root development and vegetative growth. By mid-season, instead of a small, weak plant with 2 to 3 peppers, you have a robust plant capable of supporting 10 to 15 peppers simultaneously. I've compared side-by-side plants. The ones where I pinched early flowers produce 3 to 4 times more peppers over the full season. Build the plant first, then let it produce. That 1 month of patience pays off with months of heavy harvests. Mistake number 7, not understanding how bell peppers actually produce fruit. Peppers don't produce continuously from transplant to frost. They go through distinct phases. Phase 1, weeks 1 to 6 after transplant, vegetative growth. The plant builds structure, roots, stems, branches, leaves. Flowers may appear, but the plant isn't committed to fruiting yet. This is when you pinch early flowers. Phase 2, weeks 6 to 8, early flowering. The plant reaches a size where it's ready to reproduce. Flowers form at branch junctions. Consistent watering and moderate temperatures matter most here. Phase 3, weeks 8 to 12, fruit set and development. Successfully pollinated flowers become small green peppers. The plant supports both vegetative growth and developing fruit. Phase 4, weeks 12 to 16, ripening. Green peppers reach full size. You can harvest green or leave them to ripen to red, yellow, or orange. Ripening takes 2 to 3 more weeks and reduces total yield because the plant stops making new flowers while ripening fruit. Phase 5, week 16 plus, continuous production. Once fully mature and temperatures are ideal, peppers enter a cycle: flowering, fruiting, ripening, repeat. This is when you get weekly harvests of 5 to 10 peppers per plant. Understanding this timeline prevents panic. Week 4 plants aren't supposed to be loaded with fruit yet. The real harvest window is mid to late season, not early season. Let the plant progress naturally, and it will reward you. Let's recap the 7 mistakes killing your pepper harvest. Mistake number 1, over-fertilizing with nitrogen. Use compost only. Peppers are light feeders. Stressed plants produce more fruit than pampered ones. Mistake number 2, starting too late. Start seeds 8 to 10 weeks before last frost. That's February or March for most of the US, not April or May. Mistake number 3, soil too rich. Moderate fertility beats heavy amendment. Add 1 to 2 inches of compost and nothing else. You can fix this tonight by stopping all fertilizing. Mistake number 4. Not enough consistent heat. Peppers. Need 70 to 85 degree Fahrenheit days. Use black mulch in cool climates. Use shade cloth in hot climates. Mistake number 5. Inconsistent watering. Water deeply and consistently. Mulch heavily. The finger test tells you when to water. Mistake number 6. Leaving first flowers. Pinch all flowers for the first month after transplanting. Build structure first, then let fruit develop. This single change can triple your harvest. Mistake number 7. Not understanding growth phases. Peppers have distinct stages. Early season is vegetative. Heavy production begins week 12 and beyond. Fix these 7 mistakes, and your pepper plants will transform from leafy bushes into heavy producers. I now harvest 25 to 40 peppers per plant every season. My plants are only 2 to 3 feet tall, compact but incredibly productive. Your plants can do the same. Remember the key principle: moderate everything. Moderate water, moderate fertilizer, moderate amendments. Less is actually more with bell peppers. If you found this helpful, like this video and subscribe for more vegetable growing content. Drop a comment below. Which mistake were you making? I see and reply to every single one. Now go fix mistake number 3 tonight and get ready for an abundant pepper harvest. Before you go, let me tell you exactly what to do right now. Step 1. If you're fertilizing your peppers, stop today. Let them use up that stored nitrogen. Step 2. Check your soil moisture. Stick your finger 2 inches down. Too wet? Let it dry out. Too dry? Water deeply. Step 3. If your plants have flowers and they're less than 12 inches tall, pinch those flowers off tonight. Step 4. Add mulch if you haven't already. 2 to 3 inches of straw or wood chips around each plant. Do these 4 things and you'll see a difference in 2 weeks. I promise. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button for more practical growing advice. And check out this video where I show you exactly how to grow tons of grapes instead of just leaves. Same principle, different crop. See you in the next one.